All right, everybody. Getting ready to head home, change vehicles, get the kayak loaded up, head back down to the coast for a couple of days at the Specs and Spots tournament. I want to take a moment to briefly talk about making sure that you're comfortable on the water. If you're not comfortable, like I mentioned in the other videos, you're going to not perform your best because you're going to be stressed out, you're going to be sweating or freezing, one or the other. So I know you've heard it 100 times how important it is to layer your clothes. And I'm going to give you some tips that I've learned that hopefully you'll be able to apply and not go through the mistakes I've made. First tip is, don't wear your final layer of outerwear, whether that's dry pants like our Devil's Club Wader and Zephyr Top. Don't wear those in the car in the morning, the first thing in the morning, to the launch location. You'll get up in the morning and want to dress and be ready to go. I've done that, and then what happens is you get so hot in the car, you're already kind of sweating a little before you get out to the launch site, and then you get out there, and obviously you don't have heat, so where you've been sweating, you get even colder because even though your clothes are protecting you from the elements, you've already got water inside your clothes from the sweat. So dress in your first or second layer in the car to the event, to the tournament. And then once you get out and get your kayak unloaded and in the water, that's when I put on my final layer. The reason I do that is, again, I don't want to get hot and sweaty, getting the kayak, getting everything in the water, and then I get out on the water and I'm immediately, pedaling as fast as I can, which at my height is double the pedal strokes of somebody tall, and really work up a sweat. You're already sweating. So stay a little cooler. I'm not saying be cold, but stay cool, both mentally and physically, before you get in the water and on the water. And then right before you get on, slide your dry pants on and your jacket on, stocking hat too. Just make sure that you're able to quickly break them down. What I'll do for this event, because it's supposed to be sunny, first layer will be a nice pair of Duluth Trading socks or Smart Wool socks, and then lightweight pants. I normally wear pants, not shorts. That way I don't have to worry about putting sunscreen below my knees. Even this time of year, in the fall, winter, you can still get sunburned, and I don't want to deal with that. Get sunscreen on my hand and my eyes later in the day. So I'll wear long pants, lightweight pants. Then over that, I'll put my dry pants on. Then top, lightweight, quick, fast drying shirt. Duluth Trading also makes some great lightweight wicking tops and underwear, which is nice because, again, you're going to sweat a little out there at some point, no matter what the temperature is, just because of your physical activity, and you want to wick that moisture away from the body. So I'll wear a lightweight shirt, then I'll wear another fast drying performance long sleeve shirt over that, and then my dry top. That way I can quickly take all those layers off, come down at the end of the day, and be comfortable the whole day. Make sure you bring a knit cap or stocking cap or a beanie to cover your ears, or you can use your sun buff to take it up and cover your ears with. Because again, that wind in the winter, if you're like me, I did a lot of physical activity, and my ears took quite a beating as a kid and young adult, and still today too much. And my ears are really sensitive to the cold, so I want to make sure I get those covered up. Because again, if you get an earache out there or you're just uncomfortable, you're not going to perform your best. So lots of layering, the ability to take stuff off. Gloves, I'll cover that really quick at the end. I don't really wear gloves that much in the winter. If I do, I wear the Fish Monkey gloves. They make a wool type of blend that's fingerless, so I can get my hands out really quick. I do wear the Fish Monkey all summer to protect my hands from the sun, and I can grip the fish better. But in the winter, I don't want my hands to get wet and stay wet. So again, Emergent Research makes a paddling glove called a Pogie, just like the fish, and it's made out of neoprene, and it actually has a slit in it to put your paddle in. I'll show that to you in the next video. And they're called microwave gloves. gloves, and they're dark black neoprene, and if there's any sun at all, you put your hands in there, it keeps your fingers together, which keeps your hands warm. If you separate the fingers, they lose more heat. So you put your hands in there where you're paddling out, or you put them in there if you're paddling, because again, it keeps them all together. It keeps your hand warmer, and that way if it's dry, if you get them wet, you can just dry them off with a towel, put them back in. Once your gloves are wet, you're wet all day. So considering those pokies, and I'll show them to you. I'll edit them in here at the end of this video. So that's some tips on layering. More as we get out on the water. All right, everybody, I talked about them in the car. I'm going to show them to you really quick now. These are the pogies I was talking about. Not the fish, but the IR microwave hand warmer gloves. They are amazing. You can find them on the Immersion Research website or in your local paddle shop. I'm sure they can order them. But the beauty of these are, as you can see, my fingers and my whole hand is completely inside the hand warmer, which means my fingers stay together, which keeps them warmer instead of separating them. Also, this neoprene is really thick and it's black, so it absorbs the heat really quickly if there's any sun out there at all. It completely stops the wind. They even got a little neoprene in the back here. I don't know if you can see it. So when the hand goes in, there's not a big air gap around there to let the heat escape. And if you wanted to use them to paddle with, you can open them, and it has Velcro. The paddle goes across like this, like my finger, and then it goes closed around the paddle, so it just hangs on to the paddle, and your hand simply slips in and slips out. Or in my case, with the pedal craft, I'm able to steer, wrap it around like this, around like this, and steer with it. So they're really incredible. They keep your hands super warm. I always bring a dry towel and keep it in a gallon Ziploc bag. So when my hands get wet, which eventually they will, lure changing, touching fish, somehow they always manage to get wet, I can dry them off, put them back in here, and they warm up quick. So keep your hands comfortable, keep them on the water. Just throw these under your seat or sit on them, which actually is another pro tip that keeps them really warm. Sit on them, put your hands in them when you need to warm them up, take them back out, get back to fishing.